She's going in for a handshake.
Let's have a good debate.
Have fun.
Thank you.
Oh!
Welcome to you both.
My passion, one of them, is small businesses. My mother raised my sister and me, but there was a woman who helped raise us. We call her our second mother. She was a small business owner. I love our small businesses.
We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before. This has been a disaster for people, for the middle class, but for every class. On top of that, we have millions of people pouring into our country from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums. And you see what's happening with towns throughout the United States. You look at Springfield, Ohio. You look at Aurora in Colorado. They are taking over the towns. They're taking over buildings. They're going in violently.
You're going to hear a bunch of lies, grievances, and name-calling. What you're going to hear tonight is a detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025.
I have nothing to do with Project 2025.
The best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America.
Okay, Joe
What
Biden.
Goldman Sachs has said is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse. Mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan
You're a Democrat.
would
What the fuck's
actually
wrong with you?
explode.
She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run, and it will be the end of our country. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist professor. They have abortion in the 9th month. You can look at the governor of West Virginia. He said the baby will be born and we will decide what to do with the baby. In other words, we'll execute the baby. And that's why I did that.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to it.
People start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom.
People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening.
There have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well,
All
I've
this,
seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is the
people on television say my dog was taken.
He's debating the motion.
Again, Springfield City Manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President
find
Harris,
out.
I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard. Harris.
Well, I think this is so rich, coming from someone who has been prosecuted for national security crimes, economic crimes, election interference. Court
Hit him on
appearance is in November. at
policies.
his
Stop.
own
You did
criminal
enough direct
sentencing.
attacks. Hit him on policies.
And
Hit
let's
them on
be
the crime
clear.
shit.
Where each person stands.
She was the border czar, remember that. She was the border czar. She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border. In fact, she said at the beginning, "Oh, I'm
Rambling.
surprised you're not talking about the border yet." That's because she knows what a bad job they've done. Viktor Orban, one of the most respected men, they call him a strong man. He's a tough person.
Americans love Viktor
Smart.
Orban.
Prime Minister of Hungary. The biggest
Viktor
pipeline
Orban
in the
loves
world. Look, Viktor Orban said it. He said the most respected, most feared person is Donald Trump. I probably took a bullet to the head because of the things that they say about me. They talk about democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy.
Vice President Harris, in your last run for president, you said you wanted to ban fracking. Now you don't. You wanted mandatory government buyback programs for assault weapons. Now your campaign says you don't. You supported decriminalizing border crossings. Now you're taking a harder line. I know you say that your values have not changed. So then why have so many of your policy positions changed?
So my values have not changed, and I'm going to discuss at least every point that you've made. But in particular, let's talk about fracking because we're here in Pennsylvania. I made that very clear in 2020. I will not ban fracking. I have not banned fracking as Vice President of the United States. And in fact, I was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which opened new leases for fracking. My position is that we have got to invest in diverse sources of energy so we reduce our reliance on foreign oil.
In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute, I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? What these people have done to our country, and maybe toughest of all, is allowing millions of people to come into our country. Many of them are criminals, and they're destroying our country. The worst president, the worst vice president in the history of our country.
That's your closing statement?
And that is our ABC News presidential debate from here in Philadelphia at the National Constitution Center.
Huh?